What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, allegedly A-lease, and I'm here to give you my thoughts and my opinions on Married to Medicine. Let's talk about it. Thank you so much to all of my returning subscribers. It means the world to me that you continue to support and watch and like. If this is your first time visiting, please, it would mean the world to me for you to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you will be updated the moment that I upload a new video. Also, if you're feeling your girl, don't hesitate to give a quick thumbs up. Guess what? Both are free. Now let's get into it. We open with Dr. Damon's mobile testing event, and Dr. Heavenly asked about Symone. And because Jackie says that she has not talked to Symone, Heavenly says, well, am I now your best friend? Across town, Symone is minding her business, literally, and her family. Her son Michael is now 18. He's getting ready to go off to college. And so they have a conversation because he's going to Lee University in Cleveland, Tennessee. So they have a conversation about some of the barriers that he may face, if you know what I mean. Toya shares how she was enjoying the neighborhood, the neighbors, their mobile mimosa cart shenanigans until everything got shut down. Eugene arrives home and he changes out of his hospital scrubs in the garage to protect his family. Upon his entry, Toya would like to reminisce on the fact that they had plans to go to Italy for their anniversary, and of course they were canceled due to the situation. Toya, listen, y'all spend money every year, okay? You spend that man's money as fast as he makes it. So let's just be happy that he's coming home alive, Toya. Contessa shares that she has completed her master's in public health. Congratulations, sis. And she has now moved back into the Atlanta area from Tennessee because that's where she was going to school. Her niece is now the live-in babysitter because of the extended hours that both her and her husband have to work. Upon her arrival home, as well as her husband, the kids were so excited and so elated. You hear that, Toya? They were excited. Dr. Jackie takes us on a beautiful tour of her newly renovated house. And she says, you know, I can't seem to figure out what to do with the decor. And her husband says, well, at least we got the house done. No, you need to be happy that at least you're in the house, sir. They discuss the upcoming party that Dr. Heavenly is throwing for her husband's birthday. And she says that she has some angst about seeing Symone. She says it's kind of like running into an old ex. And her husband says, you know what? Somebody's got to be the adult and be the bigger person in this. And Jackie says, I just don't know if I'm ready to be that bigger person right now. It's the day of Dr. Damon's birthday, and Dr. Heavenly is walking around checking on the vendors with her nose hanging out of the mask. Dr. Heavenly is walking around with her nose hanging out the mask. She even asked the chef, why are you wrapping up the food? Okay, so I see your precautions are made for TV. Your precautions are for camera only, right? Okay. Later that evening, Symone, Toya, Toya's friend Anila, and all of their husbands load up to head towards the party. Now, a ride wouldn't be a ride without Toya offering everyone drinks. So, of course, Toya's offering to make everyone drinks. And Symone says, I get nervous when it comes to Toya and Tron. Girl, we do too, but this should be good. This should be real good. Toya decides to make a dig at Heavenly by saying we're going from a 5-star to a 3-star in reference to her home as well as her event. Now, Toya, be humble, baby, because your stuff was just on the market. And I know it's a seller's market, but you got some excuses for days. You stay selling houses, so don't nobody know when you're telling the truth and when you're not. So please be humble. Say less, okay? Say less. But she brings her own laugh track with her in Anila. And she pulls out the Fire Marshal Bill over-exaggerated laugh. Let me show y'all something. Anila, I don't know, 1, what you're laughing at. 2, why you're laughing like that. 3, who are you? Who are you, sis? We don't even know you yet. You coming in too hot. Don't forget, this show has a high turnover with the cast, okay? Okay, be grateful. Don't be a one-hit wonder. Across town, Jackie and Contessa are riding together. And Jackie asked Contessa, girl, where you going? We just going to Heavenly's house. When I tell y'all, Contessa was dressed. She was dressed to impress. I don't know if that girl thought she was going to the club, going on a dinner date with her husband. I don't know what Contessa thought, but you know what? I can relate in that moment. Now, I will call a spade a spade. Most of us have gotten dressed up like that just to go check the mail in this current situation, okay? So don't nobody pass no judgment on Contessa for what she did. Jackie says that she's not making any purchases in this current situation, and she's all about saving money and lives. Sis, you just got done buying a whole house and renovating that whole entire house. You spent all the money that you wanted to spend, so of course you're saving up money right now. Of course. Dr. Jackie says that she would like to know where her and Symone went wrong. And Contessa says, you know, some friends just don't like to share friends with other people. Contessa, stop. Now, Contessa, nobody said anything when you got mad at your old nanny who was Darnell Jones's mother. And you said she said some rude things to you, but you also said she said some rude things about you. You kicked her out like trash and nobody said a word. So you understand when it happens to you, but for some reason you don't understand when it happens to Symone. This woman said things about Symone's husband on social media. So stand down, say less, because these people have been friends way longer than you. Okay? So stay neutral in this one, because in the end, they'll be friends and you'll look like you're crazy. Dr. Contessa. Dr. Jackie says, me and Symone are two mature people, and before she could even get anything else out, Dr. Contessa cuts her off and says, well, you and I, yes, we are. We are two mature people, but everyone else may not be. And Dr. Jackie gives her that silent child, please, whatever look. And I'm here for it, because at the beginning, in the very opening, they did a recap following the reunion. And they were still at the reunion. And Contessa held up her phone and she said, so I can unblock her now, right? See, you move according to how everyone else feels. You don't move on what's right, on principle. You move on what's popular. Back in the van, Toya asked Symone, are we trying to make up with Jackie or not? And Symone says, I was never angry with her. Disappointed, yes, but never angry with Jackie. So we see a clip of Toya and Heavenly having dinner or hanging out and talking. And Toya tells Heavenly, you need to fix this. Toya, you need to fix your mouth to the closed position, okay? You're always in somebody else's business, sis. You know better. You know that Heavenly is not the one to fix nothing. Child, Dr. Contessa is so happy to be out there. She pops out the car without no mask on, nothing. Runs straight up to Heavenly. Hugs and kisses Heavenly as if it's just a normal, regular, everyday day. And Dr. Heavenly say, you cute, but I'm going to need you to put them proper precautions in place, sis. And she says, how would she know? Not like she's a real doctor. She's just a dentist. Y'all love to use that against Heavenly when y'all mad at Heavenly for throwing out some facts. All right. Now, ironically, when Symone and Toya arrive, Heavenly is no longer at the front. She leaves a sign at the front with the table to tell them to put the proper precautions on and then come on to the back. They get to the back and Symone is literally standing over Jackie. I don't think she was trying to. I think that's kind of where she stopped and then realized that it was Jackie. Because as she walked up, Jackie was eating and Jackie just slid the mask on and tried to continue to eat. And I think she realized, I'm caught. Like nobody thinks I'm this slow. So let me just put this fork down and turn around and hug this girl. So they turn around, they embrace, and they have this awkward conversation. And thank goodness that drunk Toya decides to break it up and say, look, y'all, crabs in a bucket. Ha, ha, ha. Toya, girl, put the Patron down, please. The men have a hard conversation that is reflected by Damien and Cecil. And they basically say, you know, when we were young adults, this was happening. And now nothing to date has changed. That's a really hard conversation to have. And I don't want to go into detail about it because it's a very sensitive topic and I don't want YouTube flagging me. And it's sad that we can't have these kind of conversations, but I'll just keep it light and move on. Back over with the ladies, while Toya is tearing into these crab legs like it's the Last Supper, Heavenly asked Symone why she specifically has not reached out to her, and she's not going to ask about it again. Girl, you know this thing works two ways, right? You can actually dial out. You can actually dial somebody's number and call. Heavenly, you could have called this woman too. You know that, right? You could have tweeted the way you tweeted about her husband. You could have done anything to reach out to this woman. DM'd her, whatever you wanted to do. Now, Toya's drink rudely interrupts and she says, well, y'all rolled on the floor, remember? Remember y'all rolled on the floor and y'all hugged it out and yeah. Toya, was it that much that you had to drink, girl? Whew. And then here comes her little puppet. And it was all a lie. Anila, is that how you even say your name? Anila, we don't know you. You still coming in hot. Turnover rate is high. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. I warned you. Symone attempts to pick back up the conversation and she says, well, before Toya's tantrum. It's not a tantrum. It's not a tantrum. Y'all faked it. Oh my God. You still talking. Heavenly says, girl, you can get out with all of that. And Toya says, well, put me out because I'm ready to go. And then here comes her puppet again. That's just bad. That's just bad. That ain't no real friendship. Who are you? Who are you, lady? We don't know you. Anila, Amila, whoever. We don't know you. Now, what seems to be sober Toya in the confessional says the exact same thing that I said. Heavenly was wrong. She could have just picked up the phone and called Symone. But in real time, Toya says this is all some BS. And honey, it is. I need a break. Y'all, that's where we leave it. Until the next time, I'm allegedly A-lease. Peace.